Hello there everybody and welcome back to another Quantus here on the FTOG server with me, McT3chn0's, where I'm talking community farms. I've been wanting to make something for the community for a little while now, and I figured that a steak farm would be on order, but not a cooked steak farm. I don't want that kind of stuff, because Pam's Harvest Craft and cooking for blockheads allows you to make a lot more stuff if you've got the raw beef. Now, I have gone and made some stuff already because there was an awful lot of derping around, but I've deliberately left it partially done so we can have a look and see the build process and whatnot. And we'll go over that together. So, here we are. Now, when I think farms, one of the things that really kind of shouts farm to me is one of those big red barns that are sort of stereotypical for sort of Midwest kind of the corn belt in the States. And we didn't have any red planks. If I have a look at plank, we've got the vanilla Minecraft trees. I tried acacia, but it's a bit too orange. Now we've got the bloodwood planks from those trees in the nether, the bloodwood saplings from Natura, but they're kind of a bit messy. They're not a clean, nice plank-looking thing. So I have made my own. These red blocks here are from the flat coloured blocks mod, and I picked a nice red colour, and then I picked another two accent pieces and kind of copied, not exactly, but copied what the shape of the plank texture is. And then I made them go back a few, so that's like the fourth bit in, so there's a little bit of a border around here, so it doesn't come right up to the edge of the block. I quite like that, and I made it nice and thin. Now, as I said, have done a little bit of work. So you can still see there's stuff I need to do to this edge to bring that along and all the rest of it. But you can see I've made this only 1 bit thick because I want to have other stuff on the other side of it. So I went along with a pattern and I just placed all the way along. I made this box and then left bits for making a gate or a big door in here, and this door I've spent quite a bit of time, probably unnecessarily long, making this door, and I used more flat colored blocks, just the white blocks. That's as white as you can get, and I made this door shape here. That was a bit of a fiddle, but it was actually not too difficult to make. Using these patterns, it's actually relatively simple to do. What I did was I built up this zigzag. That's done by hand because there's no way to do a zigzag up like that using any of the inbuilt stuff. And then I just applied the normal, just this pattern in additive onto this, so it filled in the gaps that I'd left there, and that was relatively easy. These windows, just a hole knocked through, and then I've just built up a little windowsill using the line tool, and I'm thinking that's looking pretty good. These bits here, it's just chiseled oak wood planks, and I've used I don't have the thing on me at the moment, do I? No, I don't. If I just grab some oak wood planks like this, and if I go, I think it was that one I used, yeah, that would be the right size, and I just went and well, like that, really built that up like that. That's as easy as that. So I'm going to go along and I'm going to do something a little bit more complicated there, but it's just a bit of a fiddle to do. And I'm going to sleep quickly. So yeah, that's it was an awful lot of fiddling around, and what I'll need to do is I'll need to pull this out a little bit. I'll need to, these are the chiseled hardened stone, so it looks like slate. I think that looks pretty good for that, and I wanted it to match this thing, because I needed a pretty building to house this ugly thing in. I've managed to compact it down quite nicely, actually. I did have another farm that wasn't working particularly well at all, but this one seems to be doing relatively well. So what we will go and do and have a look at is this. So we've got a little pit with cows in it, and these cows can be fed with wheat. Now, you don't actually need to stand and hold wheat for them to breed them up. You don't need to do that now. You can actually dispense the wheat in, and they will breed it up like that. Ooh, bouncy, bouncy. And that goes in there nicely. And if we really want to, if they don't pop out, see, there's just a one high gap there, which the babies can actually come out of. Now, I've picked up those 2 wheat. That's a bit annoying. Let's see if I can press the button from here. 1 and 2. And is there a baby one? Where did that go? Oh no, it's shot out over here. So I do need to reposition this so it points down. Okay, but what's going to happen is these are going to get dropped in like that in multiples of 2, because obviously it takes 2 cows to do the cow tango. Now, I don't know if the baby has fallen. I think there's one in there. But what to do is, just to make sure, that can go in like that, and it will push any baby. There's definitely one in there now. Forward, and then that can retract, and that's all good. And then, once they've all grown up, this 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and about 6 seconds kills them, and then we get the raw beef and the leather there. And obviously, any baby ones which aren't going to give us those drops aren't harmed by this, because there's still only 1 tall. How cool's that? That's going to work rather nicely, actually. So I can put that lot in there and that lot in there. That's how much testing I have done, and I'm quite glad of that. But this is a very manual process, isn't it? If only there was some way of making some sort of timer system on a board that kind of gave us what we want. So I have done this. This is Super Circuit Maker, and I am very, very excited to use this. So what we have here is an Ender Pulsar thing, which is essentially a timer. It will stick out a pulse every period that you set. So 200 ticks is 10 seconds. Every 10 seconds, this will stick out a pulse. At the moment, I have this switch here turned on, and that is disabling that. The output from this, as denoted by this sort of T shape, that means that this wire here is taking the output from this. It's going along and putting that into this thing, a quartz resonator, and it's putting it into the side of this lever. Now, when a lever gets a signal on the side, it will toggle, i.e. it will flick the switch, and it will flick it on or off. It'll just toggle it. This quartz resonator is getting the signal as well, and this quartz resonator, what it does is it's kind of like a repeater. And what it's doing is every 60 ticks, or 3 seconds, if you hold shift it will show you in seconds. So every 3 seconds, what it's doing is it's taking this signal and then waiting the 3 seconds, and then it's going to output it. And that's coming down here and going into the other side of this lever, which is going to toggle it again. So the signal coming out of here is going to go once every 10 seconds, it's going to come down here and toggle this, and then 3 seconds later, the signal is going to toggle it again. So basically, every 10 seconds, we're getting a 3-second long toggle. Let's flick this little switch, and what we'll see is, in 10 seconds time, this should extend the piston for 3 seconds. There we go. Cool. I'm very happy with that. So I can fiddle around with the timings of this and say, well, you know, it doesn't need to be every 10 seconds. It can be every minute. Every minute, this thing can go and it will extend the piston for, say, 10 seconds. Yeah? So let's set that up now. So every minute, take that down. So every minute, it's going to extend for, did I say 10 seconds? There we go. Done. That's the circuit for doing that. So every minute that will extend, and I can do a similar thing for this one because I've got another one of those there. This is the exact, it's laid out very, very slightly differently, but it's exactly the same circuit. So I can go and say that, let's say, again, every minute it's going to extend. Now this one only needs to push for a little bit, so let's just say 3 seconds. It's not going to be too fast, so it's not going to leave the block behind, and that's going to be fine. So the last circuit I have is for the dropper. Now this might be a little bit trickier than I had first wanted, but I might put this down one. Yeah, let's have a look at this. If I get my bag out, let's have a look at this. Get some building blocks and say, I want to put that, and that. Okay. Then under there, I want to do that. I want to grab this stuff out of here because I don't want the cows eating it all at the moment. And then that dropper, or one of those droppers, is going to go in there. Oh, nope, not like that. That's a bit tricky because now they're overlapping the edge slightly. Now, I don't think I can use a piston to move a dropper, can I? Because it doesn't. Let me shift these guys. Oh no. Yeah, I'm going to need to shift these guys now. I've got golden lasso that I was lent, and I need to set up a little corral for these guys now because I've just gone and messed things up royally by breaking that block. But I want to put the dropper there so when things fire out, they're going to go down. Maybe down would be better than that. Let me fiddle and get that sorted out. 2 seconds. Right, I think I've got this all fixed now, and it's working nicely. This is doing its job. Yeah, that was out for the requisite amount of time to do the kill, and I've set this up here. So this now, let's have a look using the screwdriver. This is set to 30 seconds. So every 30 seconds, this is going to toggle like that for long enough to do 2 ticks. So this toggles this on, waits 2 and a bit seconds, and toggles off. When this is toggled on, it turns this off, unfreezing this ender pulsar, which ticks once a second. So it's left on for just 2 and a bit seconds. So it's got just enough time, in case there's a little bit of server lag, to do 2 little pulses like that, and that's what will feed out to each of the wheat. So let's just pop down here, and we should see little baby cows. There was already one there anyway, and hopefully very shortly we should see. Listen for it. I've put a sound muffler underneath here. There it goes. Oh, and it did that thing as well. So it has bred. Somebody has bred because there's an XP orb down there, but I think it missed getting pushed down. but we'll see in just a second when it runs the next cycle of pushing things down, which should be shortly. Can't remember how long. Oh, that's the killing cycle. So the pushing cycle should be shortly. Oh, there's another XP orb up there. So when that thing pushes, I'm expecting there to be baby ones get pushed down. Pretty sure I see one there. Come on. Is this not doing? It should be. Ah, there we go. There it was, pushing. And sure enough, yeah, look, there's another one. There's baby ones in there. Excellent. So that is going to work quite nicely. Now, what I'm wanting to do is as well, obviously I've got like 53 in there. Let's grab half of that out. And I'm just going to throw that in there. Now, all of them should have just bred, which means we're going to get loads of them spilling down here very soon, and that'll be good. And then the next time, yeah, look, see, here we are. We've got loads of these now. That's very, very cool. Now, what that means is, obviously, we threw in much, much more wheat than there were cows to be able to eat that wheat. So, let's do this, and like that, and that's going to take that wheat and put it into the hopper. Cool. And I'm going to feed that back up and into that. And just going to go straight up the side. No, I don't want to break that. Maybe I should come round and then up, and that's going to break that one. I'm going to move this off to the other side. That's what I'll do. Yeah, I can put it there, and I can turn it with that. There we go, that's fine. That'll work. That's okay, and then we can go up like that, and then what we can do is we go into that, there, there, and there with the hopper ducts. That should be feeding up and back into that. Cool, and beans. Yes, very happy with that. So that's really good. And everybody's happy there. We've got lots of them. So let's take this out of here, and we'll give that a few minutes to see how that's going to do. Let's put some stuff back in our bag. We don't need any of this stuff. We might need some of that. We'll leave that out. We definitely don't need redstone. Stuffy. We do need those though. And don't need that. We'll need that. Don't need that. We'll need that. There we go. Right. Let's have a look at this then. And let's cover making the roof a little bit longer. Let's see. Let's see about doing this. So we want our, where's our chisel? Chisel? Our chisel. That's our chisel there. And we've got those. So what we want to do is, can we do connected pane? It's not, oops. It's not gonna, yeah, because they're not technically connected, are they? So what I want to do is, I want to take this. What is this going to be if I do that and then put placement? Yes, perfect. So I can do that one and that one. Like that. Ah, now it's got a bit of the roof on it, hasn't it? So we need to trim that off. Okay, that's not too bad then. So we can trim that off, and then we can start using this as a template. So if I just go like that, and then this is on connected pane. Now I'm wondering, I can do a thing here actually. Why don't I just do something like that? Just going to trim that right down and leave a little hole. And I'm well aware of that, but that's not the end of the world, because if I do line, do like that, that, this will fix that line perfectly. There we go. That was a lot quicker than doing the other way. And then I need to take these ones out like that. Now what I am wondering is, should I perhaps put something else in to make it look a bit more, I don't know, might have to work with that a little bit, but you get the idea of how this is going to be. Now, if I do additive and then do that, oh no, that's definitely not what I wanted to do. Yeah, I thought that might be better to do it that way. Okay, nope. So what I will need to do is, no, I can't do it that way. Not in there. Need to come in here, and this will come along like that. It's relatively easy to just do it like that all the way along. And I've run out of bits, so I'll need to trim down one like this. So I'm going to go on and do that and wait for these, and it needs 20 odd minutes for this to do up, so we'll come back in a little bit and see how we get on. Well, it's been a little while. I had to leave things overnight because it was running late, and I have done a little bit more work, and I am calling this complete. I'm very happy with how it looks. I've got some hay bales in here. I've got some crates and various things kicking about over here. I've got this door from Melissa's Doors. I made this out of the white box. I couldn't make it out of the these fake red planks because it just showed up as stone. It's hardly surprising that a block made out of these didn't work properly. To be honest, I'm surprised it didn't crash the server, but that's looking very nice. They've got all these beams going across now, everything looking great. So it is now known as Old McT3chn0's Almost Automatic Cow Farm, and I've got a little sign here, so goodies are here, feed around here. So if you go over to the skeleton farm over there, grab yourself a bunch of bones, come over here, make it all into bone meal, stand here and bone meal this up, and fill this up. Wheat goes here. Amazing. Now, I didn't completely fill it, but this was entirely full, that was entirely full, and that one I think was nearly entirely full, that hopper up there. So the system was fairly backed up, and we got all of this and some more. There's been a couple of folk I think have actually helped themselves to a couple of stacks of stuff from here. So I am extremely pleased with how that's going. Now, it takes a while to get up to speed, but once it does, well, you can see it's pretty good, and I am very, very happy with the aesthetics of the outside of this thing. It looks good. Very pleased with that. And there's one last thing that I want to do today, and it is to make use of the other community build that was just done on the server the other day that Grok made. I want to come over here, and I want to go and stick all my stuff in here and take this out. And where do I want to go? I want to go somewhere up here. In fact, I'm going to do not that. I'm going to do the thing that I think was it Chaos did. I think he did a thing where he catapulted himself up. So I think here's a good spot. So I've got to do this. Oh. Dear. Yeah, let's try that again, but without the slime boots. Right. So he was here, I was wanting to go, and I want my stuff. I want to be facing that way, so. Okay. And once more with feeling. Okay, one more like that will do it. Oh, but I'm healing up so quickly. Alright, okay. Who'd have thought it was so difficult to actually kill yourself? And quickly do it again. There we go. That works. And I've spawned out at the Iron Temple. The Iron Temple? The Iron Farm. The Iron Farm. Oh well. Never mind, eh? So that, I think, is fairly successful. We have got a fully functional cow farm. We've got a very cool barn for it to be in. We've now got our grave in the graveyard. I think that counts as a successful episode. Until the next time, everybody, bye-bye, and have a funs.